What up, what up? What's the B word, man? I'm Anthony Addison with another segment of What's the B word. Like and subscribe to the page. Hit me up on Instagram, What's the B word 52, just like you see on YouTube. Hit me up on Facebook, What's the B word, and hit me up on Twitter, B word 52. And y'all already know what's going on with me, baby. Baltimore Raven fan, Raven Nation stand up. Flock, let's get it. And if you ain't a Raven fan, you might be a fan of the Browns, Bengals, or Steelers. Hit that like button anyway. Hit that subscribe button anyway, because we talk football, period, baby. But reason why we here tonight is I really been watching all the sports outlets, you know, First Take, Undisputed, all that stuff and all that, and they've been talking about this since the Kansas City game, and they starting to try to create the narrative that Lamar Jackson can't win big games. And is it true? Do you feel like Lamar Jackson can't win big games? Before I shoot on this, I listened to First Take at first. And Max said something, and I just want y'all to hear this. I don't know how to do the whole pull the video up on the screen type thing, so I'm just gonna play it on my phone, and y'all just listen.
If things go right, and it looks like they're gonna have at least that, it's a big story, no doubt. The biggest story, guys, I'm sorry. Lamar Jackson is now, I want you to really consider these numbers. 24-1 against everyone else. In the NFL, you can't go 24-1. It's not possible. 24-1 against everyone else. 0-6 in his biggest games.
0-6 in his biggest games.
2 losses in the playoffs. 3 losses to Kansas City. And now a loss to Pittsburgh.
Okay, let's go and pause it right here. This right here, what Max just did right here, this is why I don't listen to these so-called statistics that ESPN like to make and stuff like that, or sports analysts like to make and stuff like that. He said 24-1, and Lamar Jackson is 0-6 in big games, in his biggest games. But let's take it back, man, because the thing is, people forget over time so quick. They forget stuff so fast. And it makes me sick. It really makes me sick that they try to put this narrative on Lamar Jackson. Has he played good in the last 3 big games? No, he hasn't played good the last 3 games. Tennessee Titan game really, to me, wasn't Lamar's fault all the way. It was a combination of a lot of things. Drop balls, bad coaching. Lamar had some bad plays. Everybody played bad. That was on everybody. The Kansas City Chiefs game, we had a terrible game. Defense couldn't stop a nosebleed. Lamar played terrible. Coaching was terrible. It was a combination of all. So it's not all on LJ when we lose a big game. Especially when we lose it the way we lose it. It's a combination of things. Especially when it be that bad. When it's just flat out that bad, it's not just one thing. It's multiple things. But that wasn't what I was trying to time travel about. I want to time travel back to last season. That's what I'm aiming at right here. So he said 24-1 against everybody else, and we 0-6 in his biggest games. So I'm looking at last season when we played the Seattle Seahawks, which I can't remember Seattle. I think Seattle was a 1-loss team when we played them. That was a big game. We went to Seattle and we played the MVP candidate. And that was the game that sparked our season to a higher level. And that's also the game that started getting Lamar Jackson MVP talks. So that sounds like a big game to me. And it sounds like a game that everybody was watching. So that's a big game Lamar won. Another game, the game right after, exactly after. And you can't, and that's why I don't believe in the ESPN statistics and stuff like that, because it's fugazi. It's fugazi. It's bouvaye. If you don't know what bouvaye is, look up Haitian language. But the Patriots game, they was hyping that up all week, and it was a prime time. You got Lamar Jackson, MVP candidate, going against the GOAT, Tom Brady, going against the undefeated Patriots. You're going against the undefeated Patriots. You're going against the GOAT. You're going against Belichick. If anybody can find Lamar Jackson out, it got to be Belichick. It got to be the GOAT on defense, on defensive play calling. It got to be, like, if we can lose to anybody, we can lose to the GOAT, Tom Brady, and stuff like that. They was hyping this game up to the max. It was Sunday night, I believe. And look what happened. Look what was the end results. 37-20. So you mean to tell me that wasn't a big game? A primetime game against Tom Brady, Belichick, and that wasn't a big game? Scratch the whole Lamar and Tom Brady thing. This was Ravens versus Patriots. If it's a team we hate as equally as Pittsburgh, we hate New England. We hate New England just like we hate Pittsburgh. And we done had battles after battles after battles against New England. So we got the right to hate them that way. And you mean to tell me that wasn't a big game? Lamar is 0-6 in his biggest games? That game against New England, like the Seattle game was his coming out party as an MVP candidate. But that game in New England was the first time national TV got to really see how talented and how good Lamar Jackson is. And for Max and for ESPN to agree with that bullcrap statistic, I can't respect it. Because you're sweeping under the rug on the big games that he won, but you're pointing out the big games that he lost. And that's not right. If we gonna call it how it is, we're gonna call it how it is. We're gonna be funky with it. You know what I mean? The next big game after that, and it didn't end up being a big game, but everybody was hyping it up to be a big game, was Lamar Jackson versus Deshaun Watson. Houston versus Baltimore. And they was hyping that game up big. Because you got two guys who I think Deshaun was a Heisman candidate. I can't remember if Deshaun won a Heisman. I don't think he did. But you got two young quarterbacks, two of the best young quarterbacks going toe-to-toe. And Houston had a good record at the time. Hold up, y'all. My bad, y'all. Look, man had his monster truck caught up in something. I had to get his monster truck for him. But anyway, back to what I was saying. You had you had two of the best young quarterbacks going head-to-head. And that's not a big game? That's not a big game either, huh? That's not a big game at all. So we're going to sweep that under the rug and say that's not a big game because Baltimore blew out Houston. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. Lamar outplayed Deshaun, and we're going to sweep that under the rug. That wasn't a big game between two of the best young quarterbacks. So Lamar still 0-6 in big games. Okay. Next game, the LA Rams. True enough, LA Rams didn't have the season that they had the year before. In 2018. They didn't have the season that they had 2018. They ain't have it in 2019. But guess what? That was a primetime game. National televised. Against a team that was in the Super Bowl last year. That wasn't a big game. I guess it wasn't a big game because we blew the Rams out. I guess that's what that was. I guess it wasn't a big game because we blew the Rams out. So the games that sorry y'all, daddy dude is never stopping. If you can't understand it, then you don't understand nothing. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So I guess that wasn't a big game when we blew out the Rams. It was a national televised game. We flew all the way to LA. National televised, like I said, going against a team that was just in the Super Bowl the year before. But I guess that wasn't a big game, so we ain't going to count that. That wasn't a big game because we blew them out. Okay, the next game. San Francisco 49ers. One of the best teams in the league. I think they was a one-loss team at the time. They had went undefeated for almost, I think that was Seattle that beat them. You going against Jimmy G. One of the best defenses in football. The second best rushing team in football. Head-to-head. And San Fran later on goes to go to the Super Bowl. But I guess it wasn't a big game because we won. I guess it wasn't a big game because we won. Just listen to that. Listen to the teams that Lamar beat last year. But they saying he's 0-6 in big games. That's why when ESPN say these bullcrap stats, I don't believe it. Because they pretty much make up what they want to make up. Just to have a certain just wild stat. Them wild stats are bullcrap, bro. That's just real. Okay, the game after that, he played against a quarterback that was selected before him. He played against Josh Allen. And Buffalo was a pretty good team last year, which they are a pretty good team this year. And look what happened. What was the score? 24-17, close game, tough game. But that's not a big game either. That's not a big game that he played against somebody that was in his draft class. That wasn't a big game that Buffalo was one of the better teams in the AFC. That wasn't a big game at all. And another thing is these games are big games because these games help get us into the playoffs. This game helps us get to the number 1 seed. We battling with teams for the number 1 seed and stuff like that, and not going against weak competition. We're going against some tough competition, and Lamar Jackson was pulling it out. So you're not going to sit here and tell me the pressure wasn't on. So for y'all to sit here and just straight up say that like Lamar Jackson can't win big games, he 0-6 in big games. Listen to that list I just read, y'all. That's bull crap. That's bull crap, man. That's just straight up bull crap. Then you got the last game to me that was a big game, and only because one, Baker Mayfield was drafted first overall in this draft class. Two, Cleveland put a whooping on us 40-25 earlier that year. And I mean, three, it was to clinch first place. It was to clinch first place. And Lamar went out there and handled business. 31-15. 31-15. And they started saying that Lamar can't win in big games. That's how many big games was there? How many games that you could consider a head-to-head battle or just a battle against a good team, a big game? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 games. But he 0-6 in big games. How about ESPN stop being full of the crap and touch the real elephant in the room? The play calling. The play calling of Greg Roman. Did Lamar play good yesterday? No. He played bad. Was the play calling good yesterday? Part of the game it was, but then part of the game it wasn't. One of them bad play calls cost us our best offensive tackle. But I just wanted to shoot on it. Matter of fact, my coworker, my boy Terry Young Lane, shout out to my boy Terry Young Lane, because he let me listen to this video, and he told me himself that he wanted me to shoot a video and talk about this and talk about how I felt. So that's just how I feel about it. 0-6 in big games, that's bull crap. That's straight up bull crap. 21-4. You sweep all them other games under the rug because we won. Because we won. Like, be real, ESPN. If you're gonna be real, if you're gonna criticize Lamar, criticize him about yesterday. Because he deserved it. All the criticism that Lamar got for yesterday's game, he deserves it. 4 turnovers by yourself, he lost the game. He lost the game. It's nothing else. Like, it's no explanation for that besides Lamar lost the game. But what y'all not gonna do is act like every time it's a big game, Lamar folds. No, well that's what we not gonna do. So hey, hate it or love it, man. Facts is facts. Flock, I love y'all, man. Subscribers, I love y'all. Y'all make sure y'all hit all my social media platforms. What's the B word on Facebook? What's the B word 52 on Instagram? B word 52 on Twitter. And if y'all, like, just like how my dog Terry Young did, if y'all see something on First Take or something like that, and y'all want me to shoot on, inbox it to me, man. Inbox it to me. For the ones that got my personal page, inbox it to my personal page. For the ones that got the B word page, hit it up on the B word page, man. I mean, I don't mind shooting on stuff like that. And I don't mind calling these so-called professionals on they bull crap. But anyway, like I said, man, Flock, I love y'all. I hate to sound like I'm so angry. But then I am. I'm kind of pissed off about that. That ain't right. That ain't right. If you're going to be real, be real. But if you're going to act like you're being real and you're being fake, that's bull crap. And I'm going to call it because that's how I was raised. But anyway, man, I'm steady going off about it. That's how you can tell I'm kind of mad about it. But anyway, man, hit that thumbs up button. Hit that subscribe button, man. Share the video. Help me get my name out there, man. Flock, I love y'all. Subscribers, I love y'all. And I'm out.